we're just walking up, so as we've come into the entrance of Mugdock Country Park and we've parked up.
This is the main entrance. So we're currently at the visitor centre in the main car park, which means that this is the primary car park you would come to, although there are others.
I'll just give you a wee quick look at the ranger events in October. We've got Wildlife Wains, wonderful welly wonder, Friday at 14th October, half 10 to half 11, that's for 1 to 5 year olds. 1 PM to 2 PM, you've got 67 year olds, that's £5 per child. What's next?
Fungi on the hill, don't know what that word is, but I'd imagine it's Tweaker, even, yeah. Sunday 16th of October, 2 PM to 4 PM, that's £8 for everyone.
And what else?
Wildlife Wains, that's den building, so I'd imagine the rangers would take children out to the woods and such to build dens, so that's the 17th of October from 10 to 11:30 AM, 1 to 5 year olds. That's £5 per child, and 1 to 2 PM is 67 year olds, £5 per child as well.
We've also got Fungus Among Us. Lenzie, Tuesday the 18th October, 2 PM to 3:30 PM, that costs £7.
That'll probably teach you all about fungi.
Yep.
Creepy crawlies and conservation from Little Aircorn. Thursday 20th October, 1 PM to 3 PM, cost free, but donations to the country park's conservation works are welcome. Yes.
And if you want to get in touch,
there's a number. Or you can come in person to the visitor centre.
Yep. You can call into the visitor centre if you're here. And again, you can see we've got lovely tables to sit at.
Yeah.
And over that end we've got a Calder's Garden Centre. More on that one at a later date. And
there we are, there's some events later on.
We provide a lot of things.
Stargazing at Mugdock.
Sensory Sunday, Mugdock Sensational Safari, and other ones that we've just listed there. So there's plenty happening in October. November we've got Forest School whittling around the fire,
12 to 16.
where you can sit and whittle and stay warm. Another stargazing at Mugdock, full moon. We've got the Forest School, which is musical sticks, and Fizz Gig presents Cinderella, and they do have a website. We'll put details of that on later for you maybe.
There you go.
Today we're in Mugdock Park. It's a country park which is just on the outskirts of Strathblane and Mulgai. I came to this park quite a lot of times and it's an absolutely gorgeous park. Lots of different routes to enjoy. You come down the way we've just come down towards the Khyber car park end. You quite often see deer. They're absolutely gorgeous to look at. And where we are at the moment, we're coming round to anyway, let's just see what we've got coming up here.
Even after you walk through this park hundreds of times, it never gets old.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It changes with the seasons.
Yep, and changes. It's gorgeous. We've got a choice of walking that way, and quite often you walk that way and you go into the field and walk up over the hill. Sometimes you'll accidentally disturb a deer. It's lovely to see them just sort of like bouncing away with their wee tails in the air.
Can be slightly boggy sometimes as well though.
Yep.
There's loads of history up here though.
Yeah.
Especially about that house and about what Mugdock was.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Yeah, we'll explain that in a minute.
Well, anyway, we're the walking explorers, and I'll introduce you to us later. There's three of us. We are sometimes known as the bear, the yak and the unicorn. More on that one later too. And these are our adventures. So here we go. There's a nice ruin. I'll tell you more about this in a wee minute. I'll just let you get a wee look around it.
There's a little bit you can get in and walk on the driveway where the driveway used to be, but you can't actually go into the building. Yeah, there's a lot of history. I'm sure you might have noticed, but the ruins still have a lot of the original architecture of the building as well. It wasn't renovated, it's been the same since it was built, and I've forgotten what year, but we'll find out in a minute around here. There's information boards. The house had many owners through history, and it certainly passed through a lot of different periods of use. It was used for many different things.
Like a zoo?
It was like a zoo. Mugdock at one point used to be a zoo. I think it was in the
1948 to 1951.
yes, I think from the late 40s into the early 50s it was a zoo. And before that, this building was also, I believe, a castle.
We've come in from the rear end of it, and we'll go around the other side and let you have a view of that shortly.
So the name of the building is Craig End Castle. Now it is a home for wildlife, but through history it was once a very beautiful building. So the last family to have lived in Craig End Castle were the Wilsons, who had a zoo on the estate from 1949 to 1955. After their departure, the roof of the castle was removed during the 1960s to avoid paying roof tax on the building. As a result, the castle's structure deteriorated quickly, and with the lack of human intervention, nature made its arrival and gradually began to take over the site. On the board there are a list of some of the animals that currently use the building as a home. So you'll see things like barn owls, you will see goldcrests, you'll see pipistrelle bats, and the common frog as well. Now, there is also another section which covers who would live in a house like this as it is now, and the answer is exactly like this. The ruin you see before you is a haven for a diverse range of wildlife, from small birds and brightly coloured fungi to nocturnal acrobatic bats and great trees. The enclosed site with its skeletal walls and tumbled masonry has been a relatively undisturbed refuge for nature to colonise. A number of bird species live within the castle and grounds. The goldcrest build its nest in the hidden craggy slope below the pine trees on Gallow Hill. It is the UK's smallest bird at a mere 9 centimetres in length. Their thin beaks are ideally suited for picking insects out from between pine needles. Barn owls roost within the cave wall cavities of the building, and if you're lucky, can be seen hunting in the fields in front of the castle at dusk. As the building continues to crumble, there are fewer places for the owls to roost, so we've put up owl boxes around the country park. Bird boxes are a great way to help out birds. Putting a bird box up in your garden could provide nesting in spring and summer and roosting in autumn and winter. It's always good to help out wildlife, that's for sure. Well known for its red and white spotted cap, the fly agaric is a fungus that can be found growing under birch trees around the ruin. The fungi forms a symbiotic relationship with birch, wrapping around the roots and supplying them with nutrients taken from the soil. In exchange, the fungus receives sugars produced by the trees.
Pipistrelle bats use the site for hunting midges, moths and other flying beasties during the long summer evenings. Bats roost in the nearby visitor centre. They much prefer having a roof over their heads to keep warm and dry for raising their babies. The castle was probably a great place to hibernate, however, as there are many small gaps in the stonework for bats to squeeze deep into to keep warm and free of damp and frost. The ponds to the rear of the castle were originally part of the innovative early running water system for castle kitchens. Then they were paddling pools for the zoo, and now they are ponds for wildlife such as the common frog. Have you got room in your garden for a small pond? High up at roof level, there are yew tree seedlings likely growing from the seeds of berries eaten by birds. These trees are native evergreens, and the slow-growing parent yew in front of the castle is over 1,000 years old. A lot has happened during its lifetime.
So up here we've got a nice signpost here. It's well signposted. You've got the choice of going back up to the visitor centre, which we come down the side of, but we didn't go anywhere near it. You can go to the Khyber Park area. The Khyber Park area will take you over to the gun placements, which were used in the Second World War. And you've also got the option of going to Mugdock Castle, the East and South Lodge, and there's other car parks down there.
There's the driveway just there actually.
Yeah. Now this was very majestic when it first got built. As you see, most of it's caved in.
And the roof's been gone since the 60s, as we told you back there, because of the roof tax, and obviously they just didn't want to pay that.
To the left of the building there, just before the left wing. It's not even a wing as such, but you've got the entrance.
Well, that would have been one of the entrances. There were several through the building in a sense. Yeah. All of the windows are gone, obviously. So, as aforementioned on the informational board back there, this is the yew tree that is in excess of 1,000 years old. Loads and loads of things have happened throughout the yew tree's life, and as you can imagine, it's quite surprising that it is still standing here where the driveway used to be. On the grass around the yew tree you can see where there would have been road going into the owner's driveway, and that's where they would have parked all of their various different vehicles, etc, etc. At the moment the yew tree appears to be bearing fruits of some degree, but I'm unsure what they are because I have not done anything to do with forestry in a long time. Yew trees are interesting, but I don't know much about them, so I'll need to research more on that. But that's pretty much the history of this yew tree that I know of. 1,000 years old, so that takes us back to a considerable while. It's 2022, so yeah.
Along with his zoologist son, William Wilson, Andrew Wilson became a zoo owner from 1949 until early 50s. The zoo boasted over 2,000 animals from all over the world, from coypu and hyena to guinea fowl and crocodile. Craig End had 2 chimpanzees called Mary and Elizabeth. Andrew Wilson noted that they are not to be trusted, being strong and have a nasty bite. The camped lions den was home to Raja, the African lion, and his 2 lionesses, Niuri and Dianraya. Prior to coming to Craig End, they spent most of their lives as performing animals. Delia's specialty had been walking the tightrope. Craig End Zoo was not a continuing success. Poor summer weather combined with the bus service from Mulgai ceasing as it was operating at a loss meant visitor figures plummeted, and the zoo closed its doors for the last time in 1955, only 6 years after opening. Most of the animals found homes in other zoos, and Charlie the elephant was eventually bought by Billy Butlin, who transported him to his holiday camp in Ayr, then to the Filey camp in Yorkshire. The Wilsons were the last family to live in the castle, and after the zoo's closure, both the castle and the estate fell into disrepair.
Before we head on down to the castle, we'll show you one of the areas where they kept the animals. Now we could walk all the way up here until we got to the entrance, the main entrance in the courtyard where you can get coffee and all the rest of it. Again, we'll show you that later on.
It's hard to imagine what this place might have been like when it was still a zoo.
Now, we've had a lot of fun in here.
There you go, there's a seat in memory of the zoo. A little bench. Look at that in a moment. There you go, you can see there, Craig End Zoo 1949 to 1955. There's little animals engraved on the side of the bench. Elephants, etc. I think on that board it did say that the elephants would have lived out there. But if you turn around, there's the lions enclosure. So it was a very small enclosure for two full-grown lions, obviously, and I can probably imagine they might have been quite stressed out. So you can imagine it wouldn't have been much fun for the lions. It was a male and a female, wasn't it?
A male and two females.
A male and two females, there you go. In a little space like that. It's very overgrown with shrubbery now, since they don't really maintain it or cut it or anything anymore, but originally you can see just on the side of the wall there, I don't know if you can see too well, but you can still see some bricks coming out of the stone, which is where they would have kept the bars to keep the lions in. I think we actually get a picture of me standing in there at one point as well before it became all overgrown, yeah.
Well everybody, we've just finished watching the Mugdock Country Park video part 1. There's going to be 6, maybe 7 in the series. In this one you probably have noticed that we were walking around and had cans in our hands. These are cans of Monster. I love caffeine. It's good to get your vitamins and good to get your caffeine in one shot. We didn't show the product logo. It's because we're not sponsored. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video and we hope we're going to get better on this. We're learning. See you next week.